Brian Wilson, Larry O'Connor in the house today, joined on the phone right now by Aaron Davis, a Washington Post reporter. He covers D.C. city government. And on the other day, he broke a story about the D.C. insurance commissioner. Have you heard this story? Well, I'm gonna let Aaron tell me the story. Aaron, sort of lay out exactly what happened. First, with the statement that the D.C. insurance commissioner made after the president revealed his Obamacare fix.
Sure. Thanks for having me. So this was Thursday morning, late morning. The president came out with an announcement that the millions of people who are losing their health insurance because of canceled plans at the new year, that because of so much bipartisan dissent over that he would encourage some of those companies to continue to have those plans at least for another year. And 3 or 4 hours after that, the insurance commissioner in D.C. was one of the first in the country to say, I'm not sure that's a good idea. That will limit the number of people coming into the new healthcare exchanges and could drive up premiums. He put out a statement saying we think this is the action today undercuts the purpose of the exchanges and stuff like that. And
he pointed to other statements that had been made and said that he concurred, correct?
Right, exactly. And what we know now is there's a lot of back and forth behind the scenes within minutes of that statement. And about 24 hours later, he was called into the deputy mayor's office and fired. And
Mayor Gray didn't even do it himself.
No, it was the deputy mayor that he was supposed to report to.
Well, talk about the back and forth. You say we know now. What do we know now that we didn't know at the time?
Well, we didn't know much until Saturday. Mr. White, William White, is the D.C. Insurance, or was the D.C. insurance commissioner, sent out a note to some colleagues saying that he resigned, and that was clearly now under pressure. Within a few minutes of this statement going out, he got a call. I just posted another thing online on our website with a little bit more of the back and forth. It was, as we know it, about 20 minutes after this went online on Thursday, he got a call from the mayor's chief of staff saying, why don't you consult us on this? And then there was more calls, and the city administrator was involved, and the deputy mayor was involved. And this went on and on for about 4 or 5 hours on Thursday, to the point where 11 o'clock at night, Mr. White sent an email saying he apologized for this. But the fact that it took so long for the senior city officials working for Gray to elicit that apology, they felt that was too long. And so the decision had been made, apparently, and the next day he was fired. He also told me he left a message on Mayor Gray's cell phone at about 11 o'clock at night on Thursday night, apologizing, but to no avail.
But there are a lot of people who hold the position that he holds, that perhaps the Obamacare fix will not work.
Right.
And so basically, is he not allowed, as the insurance commissioner, to speak what he believes to be the truth?
Well, it's an interesting case here. I think your initial reaction is someone speaks ill of the president, and a day later is fired. And so where was the pressure coming from for this person to be let go so quickly? And you're right. The insurance commissioner in Washington State and some other places have come out with very similar statements, even some stronger than what Mr. White did. But I think as I've learned more in the past 24 hours, I think there's also just a personnel insubordination kind of concern to this. If you were in Mayor Gray's office, something obviously as high profile, as radioactive at the moment as this health care issue, to not have the mayor involved or know that a statement that was coming out that could be viewed this controversially, that they didn't have a say in that. I think that's their issue.
Because Mayor Gray is saying, hey, this looks like it's my opinion since you're my guy and I appointed you.
Exactly.
Yeah. Our guest is Aaron Davis, Washington Post reporter, and this is great. It's a great story. I don't want to make you feel awkward. I will just say it. You don't need to respond. I was very surprised to see this very, I think, great story buried on page C7. At the very least, it's a front page Metro section, if not front page. But if you want to comment on that editorial choice, you can. But otherwise, I'll not make it awkward for you.
No, I'll just say, it was late Saturday afternoon when we first got wind of this, and so it was we're pushing deadline just to get it into the paper on Saturday for yesterday at all.
Duly noted. But Aaron Davis, let's talk about, I mean, obviously there's going to be a whole lot of political fallout from this thing, and it'll be interesting to see what Mr. White has to say now that he's free of the confines of the political structure there at the council. But what about the people in the District of Columbia who are not real pleased with their health insurance? Now they don't even have a health insurance commissioner because he's been canned at a time when this is kind of a critical moment. Who is the deputy commissioner? Is he going to automatically get the job? And where do people go if they've got problems if the commissioner is now out of work?
Yeah, well, that deputy has been moved up. So yesterday they put out a statement saying that the deputy would take over as the interim commissioner. But really, I think the thrust was already settled before he was named Thursday or Friday morning. The statement that Mr. White had put up on Thursday had already disappeared from the website, and it was replaced. Was placed with another statement saying we will take everything under consideration and we'll get back to
They
you.
Disappeared his statement.
Well,
It's been scrubbed.
Let me ask you this, the question, because did this originate in the mayor's office? Because it seems to me that the insurance commissioner of the District of Columbia makes a statement. It might not even go noticed by the mayor. It would, however, be immediately noticed at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, where they are looking very critically at anybody who was going to react to the president's statement.
Well, I mean, that's obviously something we're working on. Could there have been anybody outside the government who outside of the city government who could have applied the pressure in this case? But I do think there is just an issue of the mayor's office feeling like they were going to wear this, whether it was their opinion or not, and to make a clear statement that it wasn't their opinion, this was obviously the most expedient way to do so.
All right. Well, listen, fascinating story. We really appreciate you joining us here.
Well, thanks for having me.
Thanks for being with us.
Aaron Davis, Washington Post.